Hello and welcome to this surprise update of Next Stop News. Recently I heard that the MTA made a proposal to bring the 8 train back, so I've got some serious explaining to do. On October 9th, after evaluating a simulation of CBTC's future impact upon IRT, the MTA released a supermodel of choke points in the IRT subway network. This included all IRT terminals in Brooklyn, as well as Grand Central and Parkchester. As is commonly known, because of high demand during the PM rush hour, trains will often reroute via other terminals, such as the 2, 4, or 5 to New Lots as an example. To attempt to address this evident issue, a proposal for a revitalized 8 train has been presented to operate between Wakefield and New Lots. In doing so, it will combine the best characteristics of the 2 and 3 lines, while providing customers in the Bronx easier access to East Brooklyn, namely, the regions of Brownsville and East New York. First of all, this is a huge deal, as we haven't had anything remotely close to an 8 service since 1973, a service that was present on the now demolished 3rd Avenue L. This time it will return, not blue, not green, but red. Yes, a red 8. That'll definitely take some getting used to. The proposal would not only free up more 2 trains to serve Flatbush instead of New Lots, but it would also allow for a congested 7th Avenue line to receive more service, with 3 express routes and 1 local. I don't know if the corridor can handle 3 expresses, however. They definitely need CBTC to kick in somewhere, which could take a decade or 2. This would free up more trains on the 2 to serve the congested 5 instead, or even be rerouted to Lexington to provide extra service without affecting 7th Avenue too drastically. It is also not expected to negatively impact the 3, 4, or 5 lines. This future service is expected to cause a turn rate of 13 to 18 trains per hour for the 2 and 8 trains out of Wakefield, and 13 to 16 trains per hour for 5 and 8 trains out of New Lots Avenue, which definitely can be done. They say the CBTC can allow for 20 trains per hour out of that station, along with 6 put-ins from Livonia Yard. It caused the 2, 5, and 8 to all run via 3rd Avenue in the Bronx, the 2, 3, and 8 on Lenox, the 1, 2, 3, and 8 on 7th Avenue, with the 1 holding down the local 4 all by itself, and the 2, 3, 4, 5, and 8 in Brooklyn, with the 4, 5, and 8 up to Crown Heights, and the 5 and 8 up to New Lots. Guess you could add this service to the ever-growing list of Times Square connections. Somehow the 6 is expected to be improved out of all of this as well. This plan will also speed up service in Brooklyn by de-interlining Nostrand Avenue, simplifying the usage of Rogers Junction east of Franklin Avenue, by having the 7th Avenue services go to Flatbush Avenue, and the Lexington Avenue services go via Eastern Parkway and Livonia Avenue. That way trains don't have to cross in front of each other anymore. However, it would eliminate the 1-seat ride to Flatbush for Lexington riders, albeit leaving a 1-seat ride for 7th Avenue riders. This would bring the 5 to New Lots Avenue via the 4's routing. The 3's roll along Nostrand Avenue would completely be replaced by the red 8 in the MTA's proposal. As for the service itself, it will provide 6 extra trains per hour. The goal is to have each corridor run 30 trains per hour to improve service and ease congestion amid the ever-increasing population growth of the city. Some may view this as a brilliant idea, and some may consider this as another one of the MTA's crack trips. But don't just listen to me. Take a look for yourself at the document. Assess it. See how you feel about it. Now for the fleet implications. Thanks to Brian Mercy 1022, we know that this proposal will allow the 4, 5, and 6 to hog up all the R262s once they arrive, allowing for Lexington CBTC to take place without the 2 and 5 sharing fleets. 7th Avenue, including the 8, will end up having all the R142 class cars, while Lexington will be upgraded with the newest fleet known to the city at the time. Major shout out to Brian Mercy once again for this helpful information. For those that would say, well, the R142s and R262s would be stored together at East 180th and Unionport, wouldn't they end up mixing routes? That would have occurred anyway, even if the 8 wasn't added. Both R142s and R262s would have been at East 180th, and they would not mix routes. The R142s will be on the 2, and the R262s will be on the 5. If East 180th has been keeping the 2s and 5 sets separate from each other for this long, and by that I don't mean running on each other's routes, I'm just referring to the numerical consist, i.e. 6800s being with 7000s, and 6300s being with 6500s, so on and so forth, I do not doubt their ability to keep the R142s and R262s apart. and keep them on their respective lines. I wouldn't say to install CBTC on the R142s and R142As, as you do remember how complicated of a process that was when they had to get R188 7211 to 7590 ready for the software. They basically had to send the train back to the manufacturer and damn near create a whole new network setup for them. So I would say this might be a little too complicated to do on the R142s. Just let the 262s handle the CBTC and let the 142s handle the rest on 7th Avenue. But yeah, that's my commentary on the matter. If the MTA does go through with this in the 2030s or 2040s or even later, it'll be interesting. A darn shame that most of us will have to wait a good while before this actually takes place, however. And unlike the MTA's future expansion plans, this actually seems the most attainable at the moment. Thank you for tuning in to the 8-line discussion. Please subscribe, stay blessed, stay healthy, stay hype, and thank you for riding with Next Stop News. I'll see you guys next time.